Case in point, I remember when I was talking to Shans, I feel so silly about it. And I was trying to do four things at once, and I was like, I got a plan, I got this, I got that. Asia, my wife, she was sitting by me. She was like, "You sound so confused," but I was like so driven. Like, yeah, I'm working at the cell phone company. I'm doing insurance. I'm doing wholesaling on the side. And he was like, "Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, Trey. You don't need to do all that. Like, why don't you stick with wholesaling?" And I was like, "No, because my 9 to 5 pay the bills. Insurance is going to pay for wholesaling, and then from wholesaling I could build." And at the end of the day, I end up not going anywhere because I was juggling too many things. You just need to focus on one thing, and that one thing could grow to many things. And
What
I
you
learned a
think?
valuable lesson from that.
What do you think is the biggest lesson you learned from that?
To focus on one thing,
Yeah.
stay focused, stay locked in. Yeah, everything may look good at the moment. However, that one thing could bear several fruits, but you have to just be locked in. Everything looks good, when you're in a situation where you need a lifetime, where you need your life to change, but just locked in on one thing will get you there. Because I learned that going after several things gets you nowhere because I didn't go anywhere. Literally. If I would have stuck with one thing, everything would have changed. But I
Everything.
went after everything and ended up with nothing.
Here we go. Welcome back to another episode of Read, Grow, Inspire podcast, and we here to provide more value again. And this is the second episode we're doing together. So hopefully you guys find tons of value, and hopefully it's very exciting because it's exciting for me. What's up, bro? How was your day today? What you been up to?
Man, my day went good. Did a couple orders, how to get my money up, but I can't
Right.
complain at all. I got to read, got to journal, visualize, and everything is good. What about you?
When you say orders, what do you mean?
Uber Eats. So I leverage Uber Eats to go ahead and pay for things outside of my job, right? Because it's so easy to take orders. I mean, pick up orders. I think that's, easy way to get extra income. So I do that on the side.
Yeah. So right now you got you work at Drive Time and you do Uber Eats on the side.
Yeah, man. All about leverage.
How about leverage? So that's where you at now. Like where you plan on taking yourself? What's the goal?
Well, so my thing is, the goal for me is to use Uber Eats to pay down, some of my credit cards. I only have two, but to leverage them to build my credit so I could go ahead and, get business loans and
Right.
things of that nature.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I was just asking because you was like, we I got to do some orders, and for the people they don't know what orders is, so I was just like, okay, let me see what
Yeah, you're right.
exactly orders is. And actually, before we get started diving into the book, I want to talk about the full circle moment, bro. That I called you a couple of days ago, and we was talking about the full circle moment. So I was like, you know what? I feel like there'll be a
Oh
good
yeah.
conversation to have very quickly. So, just run us through that real quick, bro, if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah, no, of course, because we were on the phone the other day, and I had reminded DK because he started it's probably like a men's thing, right? We read, and then we hop on a Zoom call, then we just reflect on what we read, right? And a lot of the times it was always me showing up, with what I got from the chapters that I was reading in the books, and others would, they started to read, but they fell off, and then at the end it just was just being me and DK, right? And then the full circle moment for me is this podcast because now we're right back at it again. DK and I, reading the books and giving the examples of what we learned from it and sharing with you guys.
There
So
we go.
everything always comes full circle.
Hey, I didn't even realize it until you said it, bro. I didn't even realize it until you. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started a book club, Read, Grow, Inspire book club, and it was a few guys that showed up, and then eventually it just kind of faded away for whatever reason. Um, Maybe the reason is because I didn't do my part and to keep it going as I should have. But anyway, that's the past. But he reminded me like, hey, bro, us transitioning into this podcast moment, I mean, into the podcast space is like a full circle moment because we did this exact same concept um, in as a book club, but now we're doing it as a podcast. So, yeah, man, I'm very excited for this, bro. Very excited. Um, Last episode, I spoke about where I was currently at as far as being at Sawgrass Steakhouse as a server, and now where I plan on taking myself and my vision right now is to not only grow this podcast, but I also want to I want to redefine education for kids. Um, Basically, I want to start a well, not I want to, I am starting a children's book club, and it embodies not just a book club, but it has different aspects of it that allows kids to grow even outside of just reading the books. There's different activities that they can do as well. But that's the premise of it. I don't want to get too detailed in it right now because the time is short for us today. So I just want to keep it short and simple. And maybe the next episode I could go more detail into it. So that's one of my goals as far as growing goes. So that way y'all get to see me walk the journey. Y'all get to see it in real time, the progress, the lessons learned along the way, and how I able to eventually quit my job and go full time into this entrepreneurship. So that's the goal for me. Uh, yeah, bro. And then oh, I did want to quickly go over together collectively because as we build this thing out, I was like, you know what? I think it'd be dope that we come up with at least five immediate goals that we could hit. Let's say like maybe in the next 60 days, or you come up with a time frame that you think where okay, we could. These are some reasonable goals that we could hit within the next 60 days or the next 90 days. Like as far as growing this goes. So let's brainstorm live, bro. Like what do you think we could do
Like,
to
dang.
get this thing going?
Uh, I would say to get this thing going, we could hop on LinkedIn and use the social platforms to at least reach out to 10 people a day. Let them know, hey, we're here, we're in the space. Come check us out.
Right. Okay. So you said social platforms. So we have you saying, okay, we can start with LinkedIn for right now. You more of a you. I don't have a LinkedIn, so that means I need to create one. So you saying
Yeah.
for the next 60 days, the next how you want to map? Just help me map it out. What for next 30,
Yeah.
60, 90
So
days? How you want to
let's
do it?
do until the year is over. So we could do for the next 60 days, right? Just use any platform. And I use LinkedIn. So you could use a LinkedIn, a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any platform that's your most, that you use the most, and just spread the
Right.
word like, hey, we're here, man. Come lock in with us.
Got you. So
And instead of doing 10, we could say, reach out to 5 different people, like, hey, check us out, check us out, check us out.
is it you doing five and I'm doing five, or collectively we're doing um
No. Yeah, no. If you do 5, I do 5.
got you every day
Every
until the end of
day.
the year. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So that's
To
one
the
thing
end of the
we can
year, yeah.
do. That's one. Now let's see how it grows. So on episode
Yeah.
three, I'll put the analytics and show where we at on YouTube and our numbers, and then at the end of the year we will show okay, this is where we at when we said we was gonna do this thing, and this is where we at the end of the
Hmm.
year, so people can see that journey of okay, wow, this is what messaging five people can do to your business or whatever you have going on. So I think that's one great actionable step that we could take. Um, Another one that I say we can take with get towards the end of the year is definitely I think that we should implement a what is it called? We should implement a the Amazon storefront as a way
Okay.
to turn this into a way for us to generate income. And basically, the Amazon storefront, like we talked about, was okay. We will combine the books that we both have read, and because the reason I
Hmm.
say we're gonna, because it's books that you have read that I haven't read, and vice versa. So I don't want to
Correct.
create an Amazon storefront where it's books on there that you have read that I haven't read because I can't vouch for those books, and vice versa. So I think it'd be best that we go over down that list of the same books we read, create an Amazon storefront, and we start promoting that on the show, so that could eventually turn into revenue for us, and not only
Okay.
just revenue, but I think it'd be great for the people that's watching as well because they get they get to go and do a deeper dive in the books that we recommend and we read together. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's something we could do like in the next before the next episode that'll be done. So and then I'll just come back on here on episode 3 and let them know, hey, it's done. Y'all can go check out the start tomorrow or right
Okay.
now, and yeah. So that's two.
Yeah.
We got two down. Um, what's the third one? What's the third one? Um,
Shoot, I don't know. I'm not.
the
What do you think?
so one we have messaging five people daily. The second one
That's
is the
outreach.
Amazon storefront. Um, the third one can be oh, what is the third one? What's the third thing that we can do to get this growing?
Well, I know one. It's going to be simple, right? However, I would say just stay consistent. We're going to pick a time. If we're going to air out this time for the next, like I said, till the end of the year. But be consistent at the time that we're supposed to, record this every single day. I mean, every time we're supposed to record it, be on time, end
Right.
on time, be on time, end on time. Because I think that's a great habit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually that's I'm glad you said that because I think that's one of the things a lot of people struggle with in all facets of business, where just showing up on time and getting
Yeah.
the thing done and being consistent. So, right now we decided to do Mondays and Thursdays to record, right? And
Correct.
what
Yeah.
time would work for you on Monday? What time
I
did
know.
we say?
Let me see. I don't take me a boom boom. So I haven't started that second job yet. So I would say I
Well,
think eight
well,
would be
what if
perfect though. If we could do
8 a.m. my time or your time?
8 a.m. my time.
8 a.m. your time would be perfect for you. Or you want to wait until you get the details to the second job and then come back and figure it
Yeah,
out
let's.
and
I
see
guess
what's
yeah, we
going.
could weigh that out because I don't want to say and then I can't commit.
Right.
Now that I think about it, I see the latest time I get out is 7 o'clock, so I know 9 a.m. would be perfect. However, I'll wait.
Yeah. But for
Until
Thursday we can do Thursdays we can do we supposed to do 9 a.m. today? Yeah, 9 a.m. Thursday mornings. That's cool.
yeah, that's perfect. Earlier the better.
Gotcha. That's cool. So that's three
So we
meetings.
could low-key do seven. No, that's too early. I say we could low-key do 7 a.m. your time, 5 a.m. my time.
Mm,
But that may be too early, and I know you got little kids and you gotta take them to
yeah.
school.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So that's three. The fourth one can be is deciding on a day and time when. Well, let me say this. What day and time? What? Okay. How many episodes would you want to record first before we start releasing, and then after we reach those episodes, what date and time would you want to actually release the episode and stick to that day and time?
Bro, I would say in the morning. I know ET does his motivation at 6 a.m. I'll say average person gets up, be at work by I'll say like midday. I'll say like 9. 9 would be a good time. It's not too early. People are just getting up in the groove of thing. And I say early because this is a good start to where when they listen to this, it'll make them want to go ahead and read. If we do it in the midday, I don't see anybody listen to this midday and be like, okay, now I'm reading. You know what I mean? But
Right.
that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah. We can play around with it, bro. We can play around with different times to see which one click. But we could definitely start with the 9 a.m. Release date. On what days you think would be good to release?
Shoot, I think Monday's in.
So
I say
Mondays at
Monday's in.
Mondays at 9 a.m. Good day to release.
Yeah, Monday's at 9 a.m. Yeah.
Good. And then how many episodes you
Well,
think
are
we
we
should do?
releasing 2 episodes or is it one?
Just one a week.
Are we recording two? Yeah, Mondays. It's
So
Mondays.
Mondays is a good time to release Monday at 9 a.m. Then how many episodes do you want to record
Yeah.
before we release any of them?
I say we should be at least a month ahead.
So 4 episodes before we start releasing.
Yeah. Because if we
Okay,
were
so
ahead like that, then we could kind of, yeah.
gotcha. So we 2 episodes in, so we need to do two more, then we'll start releasing. Gotcha. That's cool. So that's what?
Yeah.
That's four. That's four. So we have the message five people. Then we have the what was the second one? Message 5 people.
Message 5.
Uh,
The Amazon.
Amazon. Then we have
Huh. The being
the
consistent will go. Oh boy.
yeah, 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 that. And then it was the one we just said. Uh, release after we have 4 episodes recorded. So on the fifth
At least
episode,
I've got 4. Yeah.
there we go. And then one more immediate thing that we could get done. Um, I know right now that the YouTube doesn't have more than I know it doesn't have more than 500 subscribers. So I would say to let's work to get it up to 500 by the end of the year. I think right now probably is at
Okay.
260 something. So getting another 250 by the
Okay.
end of the year should be very doable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. There we go. So we got that out of the way. So that's five things we're gonna focus on and get it done. So yeah, let's jump into the book, bro. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Uh,
Let's
where
go.
were we at? Where were we at?
Chapter 2.
You wanna jump into chapter two? Yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's jump into chapter two. Where's my chapter two at? One second, y'all. Chapter two. Where's my chapter? Come in. Yes. Stay over there.
There we go.
I know. Stay over there. Okay. I know. Wait till daddy done. I'm gonna be done in a second. Okay. I'm gonna be done in a second. Close the door. So I'm gonna be done in a second. Close the door. Okay. So chapter two. I guess you can do 3 takeaways and I can do 3. You want to start us
Okay.
off?
Okay. Yeah. So mine's is most people fail to realize that in life, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep, right? And that's so true because people think that you can make all this money, but if you're really not keeping none or not investing any, it doesn't make any sense, right? So now I'm literally looking at my money and saying, I need to manage it better and how much am I keeping? Because if I always go to zero at the end of each pay period, I'm literally stuck in the rat race. I'm not getting anywhere. And like Robert Kiyosaki said, like, money's like a drug. Like when you have it, you're at a high, and when it's gone, you're at an all-time low.
Right.
So I'm doing my best now to keep money even after I get paid.
You just said the rat race. What is the rat race?
So the rat race is right. It's working the 9 to 5. Not only working the 9 to 5, is living paycheck to paycheck and not going anywhere. You have just enough to pay your bills, and that's it. You're going in a circle in a hamster wheel.
Man, if
Right
that's
now,
what the
I'm
rat
I'm in there, but I'm doing my best to get out.
I was just about to say the same thing. Then that means we both in a rat race. So,
Yeah, we're
what
both in the rat race.
what's beautiful is that people gonna get to see us exit the rat race, and now they have a journey.
Yes.
They gonna be able to see the whole journey of how we exit the rat race, which is gonna inspire them to do the same thing, bro. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that, bro. And then you said that oh, I forgot what you just said. Something you said that I want to elaborate on, but it's all good. It's all good. Um, One for me is on the first page of chapter two, where it says that
Hmm.
it's like planting a tree. You water it for years, and then one day it doesn't need you anymore. Its roots are implanted deep enough, then the tree provides shade for you for your enjoyment. And basically, he was talking about about business, right? And he's talking about how business is initially you plant you it's like planting a tree. You plant that seed, and then after you plant that seed, you water that seed for years and for years and for years, and then one day the tree doesn't need you no more because it has half a solid foundation, and now it's able to the roots are planted deep enough to where the tree now provides shade for your enjoyment. And if we take that and put it into business terms, it's like, okay, you went and you plant the seed of the business, the idea that God gave you, you took it out of your mind and plant the seed and started the business, and you constantly give that thing You feed it every day, every day, every day, every day. You feed that business. You feed that business, and eventually, that business is gonna it's going to be able to sustain on its own, to stand on its own. So that's one thing I got from that right there. And then, like it says, the tree will eventually provide shade for you, and just like a business, it eventually provide finances for you. It's going to be able to provide, be able to help you out with your family, with be able to help other people. So that was a reminder for me that, hey, treat business just like you would treat planting a tree, and just keep watering it and watering it and watering. Eventually, it definitely grow to the point you want it to grow.
No, and that's so good because I remember I
You
was
know,
talking to James. I want to say it was. Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. I thought you were going to say something else, but go ahead.
Oh no, no. I said I was talking to James. No, my bad. I think I was talking to Asia. And I was trying to juggle a whole lot of stuff, and then I just looked back and I said, no, I'm gonna focus on one thing because just like you said, you plant one tree. However, from that one tree, different fruits will pop up, and then that's how you go ahead and make the money you want. But if you go after five things, you end up doing you mess up and not end up doing anything because you're trying to do too much.
All right, there we go. There we go. What you got? Your turn.
Oh, case in point. Okay, let me do another
Yeah,
story.
go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
another case in point. I remember when I was talking to Shans, I feel so silly about it, and I was trying to do four things at once, and I was like, I got a plan, I got this, I got that. Asia, my wife, she was sitting by me. She was like, "You sound so confused," but I was like so driven. Like, yeah, I'm working at the cell phone company. I'm doing insurance. I'm doing wholesaling on the side. And he was like, "Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, Trey. You don't need to do all that. Like, why don't you stick with wholesaling?" And I was like, no, because my 9 to 5 pay the bills. Insurance is going to pay for wholesaling, and then from wholesaling, I could build. And at the end of the day, I end up not going anywhere because I was juggling too many things. You just need to focus on one thing, and that one thing could grow to many things. And
What
I
you
learned a
think?
valuable lesson from that.
What you think is the biggest lesson you learned from that?
To focus on one thing,
Yeah.
stay focused, stay locked in. Yeah, everything may look good at the moment. However, that one thing could bear several fruits, but you have to just be locked in. Everything looks good, when you're
Right.
in a situation where you need a lifetime, where you need your life to change, but just locked in on one thing will get you there. Because I learned that going after several things gets you nowhere because I didn't go anywhere. Literally. If I would have stuck with one thing, everything would have changed. But I
Everything.
went after everything and ended up with nothing.
There we go. I love that, bro. I love that. Go ahead. Your turn.
Yeah. So the next one I got is if you want to be rich, you need to be financially literate. And that's so good because for the past like 2 years, I've been studying what do the rich do, right? And if I want to be financially educated and a smart investor, I have to see what those that have money they are doing, right? They have investments, right? They do the insurance, right? They have good money management. They know where their money is going. And at the time, I didn't know none of that. I wanted to be financially well off. However, I didn't know how to become financially literate until I start watching and seeing what those that are rich are doing. And now I am building on their habits.
And like Myron said, he said, study what the rich do, do what they do, and don't do what the poor people do.
Bro, it's so true. And I got another story about that. Reading his book, I wrote down everything that the 95% was doing. I told my wife we gotta do the opposite.
Right.
You know, it's a
which,
separator.
which book was that you read by him?
That was Trash Man to Cash Man. He said, if you want to be rich, do the opposite of what poor people are doing, what the 95% are doing. So every judgment that I make, I see what they do and do the opposite.
You
I
know
see
what?
how they think and do the opposite.
What you saying that too. Um, uh, Earlier today when we was talking on the phone, we was deciding on what book we should do after this one. What do you think we're going to Trash Man to Cash Man after this?
Oh yeah, that'd be fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be very good. I like that.
Okay, cool, cool. Let's run it. Let's run it. Um, okay. I think it was okay. Yeah, it's my turn now. Um, okay. So one of my takeaways was where he said that I am concerned that too many people are too focused on money and not their greatest wealth, which is their education. If people are prepared to be flexible, keep an open mind, and learn, they will grow richer and richer despite tough changes. If they think money will solve problems, they will have a rough ride. Intelligence solves problems and produces money. Money without financial intelligence is money soon gone. Hey,
Sheesh.
that last sentence is literally me. Money without financial
Damn.
intelligence is money soon gone. And the reason I say that last sentence is me is because, and you know, you've seen me with money before when I was in the streets and scamming and just doing stuff I shouldn't be doing, hanging with around people. And I can remember you telling me. I think one day we was going back and forth. I was like, you told me. I think you told me one day, like, hey, bro, that fast money don't last long. I don't know if you remember that
Oh
conversation.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh, I do.
yeah.
Cause we was going back and forth.
Elaborate on that part. So, go ahead.
No, because I was telling you, I was like, DK, man, that fast money don't last long. And he was like, yes, yes, it does, Trey. I seen those in the streets. You know, they do X, Y, and Z with this money. And I kept on telling you, bro, yeah, but it doesn't last long. The faster you get it, the faster you lose it.
Right.
It's no way of keeping it.
And that goes exactly with what he just said. Money without financial intelligence, money soon gone. And it's funny that now that I am aware of that principle, I see people that I know personally, um, that get money and then they lose it. And I look and I be like, that's money without no financial intelligence. So now I pride myself on
Yeah.
learning. Actually, mom, help you. I pride myself on keeping myself up to speed with financial intelligence, bro, because that's really the separator. That's the separator, bro. And you know, like you said, if you think money will solve problems, you will have a rough ride, because money don't solve problems.
All
Intelligence
the time.
does. You got to have the intelligence to tell
Yeah.
your money where to go and what to do with it.
Bro, and that's so true. I'm gonna give you a story. I know I always got stories. When I was 18, I was in a when I was younger, I was in a bad accident. So when I was 18, I had 20,000, and I wasn't financially literate at all. Literally, I would go to parks with like 3 grand in my pocket, playing basketball, doing backflips, asking my friends to hold it, and that money was soon gone because I wasn't educated enough to invest that money and to double what I had. It was literally gone within, I think I want to say what, 5 months, but I didn't know. And the funny thing about it is, nobody else that I was hanging around knew what to do with that money either.
I was just about to ask you that. Was the people around you like guiding you or telling you or giving you, like,
No,
hmm,
no, bro. That's when I had a whole lot of friends. That's when we was going to the parties, and I was like, Trey. They was like, Trey, I got you. We're going out to eat. I got you. When the
right?
money gone, the friends gone.
What a story. What a story.
Yeah.
So, looking back, how are you today?
So today, after looking back after everything, now I'm seeing that what I could have done differently, right? Like now, if I had it, I put it in a life insurance policy. Now that I have it, speak with somebody that could help me grow the money, right?
Right.
So now I'm just seeing past everything that I've done wrong to now what I will do now, and to see now I'm at peace because wisdom multiply, right? Case in point, when I was chasing insurance, I was only going after the money and after the end goal. I wasn't going after the wisdom. Therefore, I was making the money, but the money wasn't multiplying. And I said to myself, wisdom will multiply the money. So now I'm after the wisdom and not chasing the money. Godly wisdom at that.
There we go. And actually, the moral of that story too is, hey, when you get some money, make sure you get around some intelligent people that can help you, put your money in the right direction.
Bro, yes, because if not, they'll be gone like roaches. They'll say,
Right.
go buy this. You want to look fly? You look fly and be broke within a matter of 90 days. And it was so funny. When I had that money, I'll never forget it. It was my uncle Lionel, God rest his soul, Asia. We're at Burlington. I had like at least like $300, $400 worth of clothes, and I wasn't paying attention to the money coming out of my account because back then it was '05, so I couldn't look on my phone and see how much money I had. So I just swiped the card, boom, declined in front of everybody, and I was like, oh my gosh. And out of 20,000 at that point, I only had $100 left. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, but luckily I put the rest in some CDs, right? You just put it was like 6,000 to in the bank. But then at that point, I was just like, dude, this money is gone. I only have $100. It was
What is
bad.
a CD?
So a CD is something like a savings, right? That you'll be able to put in the bank and touch it within within back then it was like 6 years, and then it'll grow slowly. And I could be wrong because CDs are now like extinct. You can't even get them anymore because it really didn't help people out. But let's just say it was a savings account um, that concurred interest, right? And I
Right.
thought I was doing a good thing because I was listening to a banker that didn't even have money. How stupid is that?
Hey, well,
So I was listening to somebody that didn't have the money sell me on something that I thought that could work. And then when I took out my money, I got taxed on it, so I didn't even come out with the whole 3,000. That's just so silly.
hey,
Poor people taking poor advice all the time, and I was just a prime example.
hey, let me ask you this: how do you know that man didn't have no money? How could you say he?
Because he was smiling and like I was doing the right thing. And I was just like, dang man, I'm just listening to him 18. Like, yeah, let's do that.
Uh, boy, that's hilarious, boy. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
he was a teller. I'm sorry, he was not even a banker, he was a teller.
Yeah,
I was like, dang, okay. And
got
now
you.
the bank, well, that's a whole nother story.
That's
But
another
yeah.
story. Go ahead, go ahead. What's your next takeaway?
Okay, so my next takeaway is, let me see. Do. This book is so fire, man. Just looking at this again just brings back stories when I first read it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one I got is, okay, this one hit home. Okay, rule number one, you said you must know the difference between an asset and a liability. Buy assets. I didn't know. I didn't grow up and know what assets and liability was. You know what I mean? They said what assets. Multiply stuff. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Case in point, like a car, a mortgage, anything that you're paying the expense of, take money out your pocket. So now I'm looking to see how can I build my assets, right? Because now I'm just all these bills right now just got liabilities and nothing is multiplying.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know what? I'm a piggyback on that with my takeaway as well, my last takeaway as well. And it says that rich people acquire assets. The poor and middle class acquire liabilities that they think are assets. And like you said, either I didn't really know the difference between an asset and a liability until I read this book. And to simply put it, an asset is something that puts money in your pocket, and a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. And too many times we buy liabilities that we think are assets, like like um like a brand new car. That could be an asset. I mean, that it could be an asset, but most times it's a liability. And for me, I think that it's an asset when you have a business in place to pay for that thing, where you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to exchange your time for money to pay for that thing. So that's what I think, bro. Yep.
Yeah. And can I piggyback on what you just said?
Yeah, go ahead, bro, for sure.
And this is and another story time. I know I'll forever have a story. I was working with this guy, right? I sold him a car, and he was breaking it down to me like this. He was like, in his life right now, even down to his kids, he was like, "You're either asset or liability, and if you're a liability in my life, I cut you loose. Now, because you're my kid, I'm a spare you. However, if you're not listening, I'm gonna give you a little life insurance policy in the event when I pass away, but your liability and you're cut off. That goes with friends. He said had to cut off my own mom because she was a liability. I love her. My cousins were liabilities, but I had to cut them off and only mess with the assets. And I was like, bro, you're like cold. That's that's insane. But I get what you're saying.
Do you
Because you're either helping me grow or you're killing me.
right? Do you think that's too extreme?
I live in extreme. I like it, but I don't know if I could ever get there yet. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
people need patience. However, I think if you could push them to the side and say, until you get to where I'm at, then come talk to me. I'll do something like that. But cutting people off all the way, kids, I couldn't do because I think when you cut off a piece, your kids, you're cutting off the best part of yourself. Good, bad, ugly, and difference because they never asked to be here. Now you could go ahead and say, hey, because you're not being responsible, I'm not going to give you X, Y, and Z. You
Right.
have to be a place to where you could grow, and that's where I'm gonna put you at. But friends that's not growing, yeah, cut them off. You're either helping me or hurting me. I'm cutting you off
There you
out
go.
of love, because if I do not do that, then there's nothing serious about me, and it doesn't show what I stand for.
Right. Gotcha. Closes out with one last one last one, bro.
That's funny because I had the same thing that you said highlighted.
I'm pretty sure we have a lot of the same stuff highlighted, bro.
Okay, this is key. It says an intelligent person hires people who are more intelligent than he is. So you always got to hire somebody that's on a higher level. And then that's so true because I always look and I watch videos that where people are more smarter than me, because I don't ever want to be the smartest person in the room, because if I am, I'm in the wrong room. So I'm always seeking somebody that has more wisdom than me, that could share, that could take me to the next level. And it's the power of leverage, right?
Right. And also to piggyback on that too, I think somewhere in the book he talks about, he said that who was on your team. And basically he talked about having accountants, lawyers, just different people of assets on his team because they help him save more money. And when he said that, I was like, wow, how that's that was a gem for me. Like, who was on your team? But yeah, man. Yeah, bro. That's this 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 book is pretty mind opening, bro. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But I know that the time is cut short today. But we gonna definitely keep it going and just keep growing. Make tweaks and grow this thing. So other than that, you have anything to say before we close out today?
Nah, man. I think you had said something that kind of stuck with me, and it could be like a hashtag phrase, like with this. You know what I mean? Let's just grow and go. You gotta grow and you gotta go, because if you don't, you stay stuck. So I say, everybody that's listening from this podcast, you gotta grow and go, and that's from the mouth of DK. You know what I mean?
I don't
That's
even remember saying that.
2024 and on. Grow and go.
There we go. There we go. Um, yeah, bro. Other than that, man, I'm gonna just say this too. I highly recommend everyone that's listening to this right now to go ahead and pick up the Rich Dad Poor Dad book and definitely read it. Definitely, this is like a must-read book. So
Yes.
highly recommended. Highly recommended. And I want to also say that we are both new to this collaborating space as far as podcasting goes. So for the people that's listening, I want to tell you guys thank you for taking your time out and listening to this past 30 minutes, and just watch us grow and support us by sharing it with family, friends, your loved ones, sisters, your auntie, your cousin, coworkers. Just share it, and just you never know how this message could inspire someone to grow, um, just in different aspects of their life. So other than that, thank y'all for listening again, and be a part of it, bro. Be a part of it. So until next
Yes,
time.
sir.